What's up, best friend? What's up, best friend? What's up? What's up? How are you doing today? How are you doing today? I do apologize, guys. I do apologize. I realized that I didn't send out the notice for this particular podcast today. I realized I didn't send out the notice for this particular podcast, so I do apologize for that. However, I'm going to go ahead and do it. It will be recorded, so and I'll probably come back to it. It's a very nice topic tonight. A very nice topic. Very nice topic. So, like I said, I probably will come back to it. I know. Matter of fact, I know I will, because like I said, I didn't set this one up. I did not set this one up like I normally like to do, and so therefore I will do it again just to make sure I get everybody. Because it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great show. Okay, so guys, it is 7:31 exactly. 7:31 exactly. Welcome to another episode of Life, Love, and Loud Truth with DJ. Welcome to another episode of Life, Love, and Loud Truth with DJ. Who the heck is DJ? That's me, Darrell James. Mandy, welcome. Welcome to the show. That's me, Darrell James. So welcome to another episode of Life, Love, and Loud Truth with Darrell James. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're going to jump. We're going to get started. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. On whatever platform you're watching this on, do me a favor. Let me ask you something, best friend. Can you do me a favor? I need a special favor from you tonight, best friend. Please do me a favor and share this, whatever platform you're watching this on. Please share it. Please follow me. Like the video, the show tonight, wherever you're watching that, okay? Please like the show. Follow me. Like, follow. Yeah, and then just you know how to do that. You know how to make that work. Okay, just support. Okay, but like I say, I do apologize. I did not get a chance to broadcast that I was doing this tonight at 7:30. However, if you've been following me, you know I do every Monday and Friday at 7:30. Unless otherwise, I tell you so. You know, I'll let you know if I don't do it. But like I say, tonight I did forget to broadcast it. So, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay. Those of you on whatever platform you're watching on, thank you. Welcome to Life, Love, and Loud Truth with Darrell James. Welcome to Life, Love, and Loud Truth with DJ. Okay. Tonight, guys. Tonight is relationships. It's Friday. It's a Friday night. Friday, February the 20th. Friday, February the 20th. So welcome. I want to let you know tonight, Friday night, I do relationships. Monday nights I do family life and parenting, and any other time in between I do loud truth. So tonight is relationships. Is relationships, and I got a special one for you. I have three of my current clients that will be tuning in tonight. I encourage them to watch it tonight. However, I also encourage them to because I just gotta my lips. I don't want y'all to see my lips ashy and cracking or anything. So gotta get my lips looking right. Okay. All right. Let me see. There we go. Oh, I almost look a little bit too pink. Let me grasp my black there a little bit. I almost look a little bit too pink. Okay. All right. There we go. Lips looking good. All right. Nice blend in. All right. Shining here. All right. We good to go. We good to go. All right, guys. Welcome to Life, Love, and Loud Truth with DJ. Okay, that's me, DJ. That's me, Darrell James. Guys, it's been an amazing day. I was off work yesterday, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And what my goal was to do was to finish two books I've been working on. A follow up to my first book, Relationship Realities. If you don't have it, grab it. Okay, a follow up to that book and my parenting book, and then also another book that I was doing for younger people. Another book. So I'm real close to finishing up both of them by the time I go back to work on Tuesday, and have both of them complete. ready to send to my manager to get to the publishers and get out. My goal is to have them out by when spring set in, when spring sets in. Okay, but either way, guys, welcome to the show tonight. Welcome to the show tonight. I have three of my clients that I encourage to join tonight because I do offer several workshops, several things for clients, and several things I do. One of the things I do is I do a workshop called dating preparedness, and all it do is it gets people ready to re-enter or to enter into the dating world and make sure they're prepared for it. Because what I found out is oftentimes what happens is we go into something new or something we've been out of for a while, and we don't exactly know what we're looking for. Okay, and unfortunately, when that happens, guys, when we don't know what we're looking for, and we don't have a clear set goal of what we're looking for, then we tend to be off focus. Okay, so I like to say that dating is something, especially dating in 2026, modern dating is something that you have to go on with blinders on. Oh, give me just a second, guys. Give me just a second. I do apologize for that. Let me mute this phone. There we go. Do not disturb, so y'all won't hear that again. I apologize for that. My other phone is actually on because I do encourage people, you can call in to get involved. I would give that number where you can call in here in just a second, okay? But either way, you have to go into modern dating now. Dating in 2026 is blinders on. Okay, now what do I mean by blinders? Okay, I grew up in Alabama, and where I grew up in Alabama, there was a big field that was literally probably maybe half a mile away from our house. That they would have rodeos that occasionally. And I remember going to a rodeo once with my dad and a couple of my brothers, and I remember asking the guy what were those big black things the horses wore, and he explained to me that they were called blinders. And he said the purpose of blinders is horses. They're so easy to lose focus. They're so easy to lose focus of the track. So they put on blinders so they can stay focused on just the track ahead of them. Because if not, without the blinders, what they'll do is they'll look to the right at the horse, look to the left at the horse, and they'll lose track of where they're going, possibly fall along with the jockey that's on them. And just either way, they will not make it to the finish line. So what they do is they create these blinders. And what the blinders do is the blinders... guys, I'm going to take my glasses off tonight, if that's okay. I'm going to take my glasses off tonight. Let y'all see the dark, beautiful chocolate eyes real quick, okay? That's fine. I'm taking them off tonight. I don't really do this because some of you might know I had a stroke here a couple of years ago. And after the stroke, the only thing I was blessed, because the only thing that was left to show that I even had a stroke was my doctor said that the muscle under this eye here, my left eye, didn't completely heal, and so therefore, if you look hard enough right here under my left eye, it tends to look like a little bag. Okay, but it's okay. But I'm gonna share that with y'all tonight. So either way, here it is, guys. So with the blinders on, the horse, even if they look to the right, they can't see nothing. They see the black blinders. They look to the left, they see the black blinders. Their focus is straight ahead with the blinders on. So I oftentimes tell youth, when I'm talking to the youth and everything, and then people, I say we have to sometimes put blinders on so that we don't get distracted from our goal. We don't get distracted from the finish line. We don't get distracted from the course we're on, okay? So modern dating now, 2026, you have to go into it with blinders on. If not, guys, it's so easily get distracted and get off course and wind up with something that took us away from the dating world in the first place, or a committed relationship or marriage, whatever it be. Okay, so guys, tonight we're going to look at very specific. What are you looking for? Okay, so here it is. Just this week, I picked up three new clients, okay? And all of them, they're wanting the dating preparedness. And it was very coincidental. I asked, whenever somebody called me about that particular session, I always ask, tell me, What are you looking for? What are you hoping for? Tell me three things that you want out of dating. Tell me three. Representative, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining. I saw your video here just the other day when you were in Linden, and for support, for support. Okay, if you ever need me for anything, photography, DJing, let me know. I'm here for you. I really love what I saw. I really love what I saw, and I really love what you're doing here in Columbus. So once again, guys, tonight we're going to look at modern dating. Okay, we have to be set and know what we're looking for. So I'm asking you right now, think about it. Get a sheet of paper out, guys. Follow along with me. I'm going to share with you some things that I share when I do that particular workshop. Some things when I do that particular workshop, when I do that particular coaching. What are you looking for? I share with the people things that they can look for and expect out of modern dating. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. Okay, so here we go, guys. I'm going to first give you some things to possibly look for, because once again, somebody even on the show tonight, Oh, guys, by the way, if you can, do me a favor. Please share this with somebody on your page. Please share this with somebody. If you know of somebody that's single, if you know of somebody that's getting ready to enter into the new dating world, what I call modern dating, if you know of anybody that fits that category, fits that shoe, okay, call them up real quick. Shoot them a text. Tell them, hey, jump on TikTok, jump on Facebook, Darrell James, Darrell J35 on both platforms. On every platform I'm on, Darrell J35 on all of them. Darrell J35. Okay, guys, I'm giving you something that I normally charge for. Like I said, the three clients that reach out to me just this week. I told them to tune in tonight. I'm going to give them part of what I'm going to be sharing with them as we get into the actual sessions. Okay, so what we're looking at tonight, guys, is simply what to expect and what to look for with those blinders on. Okay, I asked the three young ladies the same question I ask everybody that always contact me about dating preparedness. What are you looking for? And guys, it will amaze you. 90% of the people that contact me for that particular coaching, they always have the same answer. 90% of them, if not more, they always have the same answer. I don't know. And guys, the bad part about that is, if you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to be very susceptible to pick up and grab anything. Okay, I like to relate that to back when I go, now it don't happen as much, but when my grandkids were all younger, I would go into the grocery store, and if I knew they were coming over, I would just walk down the aisle and just throw stuff in the cart that I thought they were going to like. Okay, Shania, Ron, thank you all for joining in. Okay, and so I would just grab stuff and put it in the cart. Go in the grocery store expecting to spend maybe $100, come out with $200 worth of stuff. Why? Because I've grabbed everything. Guys, it's the same way with dating relationships, committed relationships. Okay, if we don't know what we're looking for, we are very susceptible to take anything that comes along. Okay, so what I'm going to do tonight, guys, is I'm going to simply give you some things to look for, and then some expectations with modern relationships 2026. Okay, guys, it's a loaded minefield. It literally is. Okay, I like to tell people that the biggest part to it that can sometimes be discouraging. Okay, now I don't watch a lot of TV because, as I told you, I'm currently writing 2 books to have out by the beginning end of spring. And then I have other books that's in the process as well, and getting ready to set up to start traveling and doing some events and stuff all over the place. But here it is. So I don't have much time to watch TV at all. But there are several series on TV, especially if you have the Discovery Network, that lets you know that you can be with a person for a lifetime and still don't necessarily know them. Okay, but we're not going to look at that. We're going to be hopeful tonight. Okay, so here's the deal. With that being hopeful, guys, I'm going to give to you some things to just look for and to expect to help you go into the new committed relationship and hopefully lead to marriages. I think I said one of the first shows is Now we have to make sure we're dating and we're doing what I call intentional dating. Intentional dating. We're being very intentional with what we're doing and what we're getting into, so that it leads to something positive. Okay, we're not just dating to date. Okay, we're not just dating to date. Okay, so tonight, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to look at some things. Okay, and guys, those of you that are in relationships, committed marriages, you chime in. Chime in. Matter of fact, my website, DarrellJames.org, DarrellJames.org, DarrellJames.org. Or you can actually comment on whatever platform you're watching this on. Okay, you can comment on whatever platform you're watching this on. All right, guys, I do have my phone live as well. You can actually call in and get on with me to just share your thoughts. Okay, 614-205-0391. 614-205-0391. But let's go ahead and dive in. Let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, guys, things to look for. Things to look for. Okay, now keep in mind, I said that oftentimes with dating, a lot of people that get into dating and they don't know what they're looking for. They just dive in. They dive in. Okay, so I'm going to give you one thing real quick. Okay. Oh, Nakia, thank you. Guys, please do me a favor. Please share this. Please share this. I want as many people to watch this, because, like I say, if you look at what I said, what my purpose was for doing this show is, I want to give people a different perspective in hopes that they can have purposeful and positive relationships. Okay, so let's look at the first one. With dating, guys, because we're first starting, we're first getting to the relationship, we're first getting to know the person, we first have to make sure we're looking for consistency and patterns. Okay, now what do I mean by consistency and patterns? Okay, the best way to know a person is by looking at consistency and patterns. What do I mean by that? If every time I plan something with you, you say, Darrell, pick me up at 8 o'clock. Okay, and I arrive at 8 o'clock. Matter of fact, no, let's say 7:58. I arrive at 7:58. I'm giving you a 2-minute window. However, 8 o'clock, knock on the door, still no answer. 8:05, no answer. What are you telling me before I even get to know you? You're telling me that you don't value my time. You're also telling me that you don't value time. Okay? Guys, one of the things we were all given from birth, we were all given the exact same amount of time per day. Okay? I don't have the whole breakdown now, but what I do know is 60 minutes in an hour. Okay? I'm sorry. Let's back up. 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. We were all given the same amount of time per day. Everybody, from the poorest to the richest, to the various colors, the very ethnicity, the various cultures, we were all given the exact same amount of time. Okay, so what does that mean? What that means is, I want to be with somebody that values my time, because guess what? Once it's wasted, once it's gone, I will never get it back. So if I come, you tell me, Darrell, pick me up at 8 o'clock. I arrive at 7:58. I'm giving you a 2-minute window. However, still 8 o'clock, give me a minute. Now it's 8:30. Give me a minute. You come down the stairs, it's 8:45. Guess what? You don't value my time. That is a problem. Okay? Not only that value my time, you don't value your own time. Okay? That is a problem. Okay, so once again, here we go. Eugene, oh my God, Eugene, oh man, you don't know how good I feel just by having you join in tonight. I was actually in Baltimore about a year ago now, and was trying to connect with you, but I would definitely make sure I get my information to you so that I can come back. Beautiful area, so I can come back out there. Okay, so guys, consistency and patterns. I have to make sure that you value my time. You value your own time. Okay, because guess what? Once time is gone, we don't get it back. Okay, so that is something to look for. Okay, I don't know you yet. I'm starting to get involved with you. I have to make sure I'm looking for consistency and patterns. Okay, consistency and patterns. Now, guys, I try to put all of these to where they will be in some kind of an order, but they're not necessarily in order. Okay, but the next one is emotional regulation. Emotional regulation. I have to watch how you react and how you treat people. Because guess what? If I'm going to be with you, remember intentional dating. Remember intentional dating. I'm not dating just to date. Intentional dating. If I'm going to be with you, I want to know how you handle things emotionally. Okay? Because what I know, guys, this is what I know. Okay? I work with very professional people. I work with doctors, nurses. I have for forever. Okay? The behavioral mental health field. Okay? And what I know, guys, is oftentimes, okay, I know what I'm attracted to. Okay? I'm attracted to women. I'm attracted to women. Okay, guys, nothing against women, but what I do know, okay, and women, I'm not saying this to offend nobody. What I do know is that women can be very emotional. Women can be very emotional. So the second thing to watch for, and so can men, I'm not saying that men shouldn't be. So can men. So the second thing I'm looking for, guys, is I'm looking for emotional regulation. Emotional regulation. How do you handle yourself emotionally? How do you respond to other people emotionally? Let's look at it. So let's take the first one. See, the first one, consistency and patterns. Okay, you come down the stairs at 8:45. Although you told me to pick you up at 8 o'clock. I look at you and I say, "Honey, what's wrong? It's 8:45. You've already thrown," and you respond, "Hey," and what's the problem, guys? That's a flag. That's a flag. Because what you just told me is you have a lack of self-accountability. Okay? You have a lack of self-accountability because you responded and you let your emotions take control of you holding yourself accountable. Okay? That's another problem. That's another problem. Okay? All right. So let's say, all right, honey, it's okay. It's okay. Let's just get ready and we go because we got reservations. Okay, I make the call. Hey, I'm running a little late. Something happened. Yep, come on in, Darrell. We got you. Okay. Connections. That's what connections do for you guys. Okay. So connections. Boom, Darrell, come on in. Got you. We get there at 9:15. Okay, we're already an hour behind. Okay, 9:15. Check this out. Check this out. So now the waiter comes to us at the door and say, well, hey, Mr. James, you are a little behind, so give us just a couple minutes to clear a nice table and I know and just make sure everything is nice for you. I respond, okay. Karma, thank you. Hi, how you doing tonight? Guys, whatever platform you're on, thank you for joining tonight. Thank you for joining tonight. Please share it. Please like. Please follow. Okay. So, guys, I respond with, hey, that's fine with me. Thumbs up. You respond, honey, I think we should go somewhere else. We made reservations, so they can't have it. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Okay. Let's take the first one, consistency and patterns. You're always late. Okay, that's a pattern. It shows me that you don't value time. You don't value, especially my time. Okay, I value my time. Okay, emotional regulations. Okay, you become angry instead of holding yourself accountable, saying, "Hey, I'm sorry for being late. Something happened. Okay, but now let's take it even further. Now you're taking it out on the waiter. Honey, no, if you can't get us ready now, we're leaving. Emotional regulations, guys. Here it is. Things to look for when re-entering dating. Things to look for when we get into the committed relationships. Things to look for before we say, "Will you marry me?" Okay. Things to look for before we hit that final step of "Will you marry me?" Consistency and patterns. Second, emotional regulation. Some kind of emotional regulation. And guys, third. Okay. Third thing to look for is some kind of compatibility. If you watched last week I gave you a part of my upcoming book. Okay, I gave you a part of my upcoming book, and I talked about foundations of love. Okay, foundations of love. I said attraction. I said that with whatever we do, that we have to make sure that there is some kind of attraction. Okay, the only people I know that were able to get with somebody that they weren't physically attracted to initially was Beauty and the Beast. And then Snow White, I think her name was. They're the only people I know that was able to get with somebody that they were not physically attracted to. Okay, wait. Beauty and the Beast. I might be wrong. Which the Princess and the Frog? Okay, the Princess and the Frog. Okay, she didn't want to kiss the princess because he was a frog. He looked like a frog. Ugh. Beauty and the Beast. We know the story. Outside of that, there has to be some form of attraction or compatibility. Let's look at compatibility. Let's look at compatibility. I'm not saying that you have to be able to play tennis just like I do. Okay, guess what? I know. Matter of fact, I know you can't play tennis like I do because guess what? I'm the black male Serena Williams. Okay, it's only one of me. It's only one of me. Okay. The only reason I haven't had a chance to get to Wimbledon yet is because they won't acknowledge me yet. Okay. Absolutely, absolutely, Shania, absolutely. Okay. Oh, all right. Now, give me just a second. Give me just a second. Okay. So here it is. So here it is. Okay. So the thing becomes. I don't expect you to like everything I like. I don't expect. I hope you don't expect me to like everything you like. But there has to be some kind of common interest between what we do. Okay. Nas just asked a question that is really big. All right. Nas asked the question: Is it wrong to learn more than one religion? Okay, I'm a Christian. The young lady I'm interested in, she's a Muslim. Is there anything wrong with that? Okay, guys, let me help you out real quick because number 4, the next one, guys, is the answer to this. Nas, the next one is the answer to this. Okay, so we looked at compatibility real quick. Nas, just for you, best friend. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the fourth one real quick. Okay, communication, guys, communication. If you was with me last week when I said foundations of love, communication is the foundation, the platform for any committed relationship. Guess what? Because if I can't talk to you, I can't love you. If I can't talk to you, I can't trust you. If I can't talk to you, then how the heck am I ever going to respect you? Communication, guys, is the platform. Okay. So now let's take what you asked. Let's take what you asked. Okay. So here it is. I'm Christian. The young lady I'm interested in, she's Muslim. If the communication is there, guys, then guess what? We have already discussed this, and we've already discussed how we're going to address that situation when it comes up. Okay? Now let's take it a step further. So we decide to get married, and we now have a family. How are we going to raise our children? How are we going to raise our children? Okay? One of the things that I face every day at work and working with children, guys, is that children now have no sense of critical thinking. They have no sense of critical thinking. They have no sense of resilience, no sense of doing for themselves. They have no sense of, when there's not somebody there to hold their hand, then they're lost. Okay, so here it is. As a husband and a wife, we've had the communication on, honey, you practice one religion, I practice another one. So what are we going to do when we come together as a family and we have a kid? Okay. So guys, this is where we're going to both share with our children. Okay. And we're going to let them come up with watching what happened. Now, how does that work? I recently had an opportunity, guys, a 17-year-old male, and he was telling me, he said, Mr. D, he said, one of the things I struggle with is my parents. They don't like the fact that I'm Christian. And he said, and therefore they push and they pressure me to be what they are. And I asked him, I said, you mind if I ask, what are they? He said, they're Hindu. I said, ooh, all right, that's a big one. I said, so how, you mind if I ask, how did it happen that you became one and they, and he said, as I got older, I simply realized that there had to be more. So one of my close friends, I asked his family if I can go with them one Sunday to church, and I really loved the feeling. I really enjoyed the feeling I got from it. And so therefore I've continued that for the last 4 years. He said, but my parents, they really have a struggle with that. Okay. Now, guys, I had the opportunity to meet his parents. Okay, and I expressed to them the concern. Okay, expressed to them the concern in parent education group. Okay, here it is, guys. The parents say, you know what, we never realized that we were pressuring him. We're going to change that, and we're going to make it better. Okay, guys, hopefully it happens. Okay, but we have to make sure that communication is there. Now, I hope I answered it for you. Okay, because there's nothing wrong with different religions. Okay, I want to share this with you real quick, guys. I coached a couple. I coached a couple years ago. Where the wife she smoked. The husband didn't smoke at all. When he proposed to her, he was really head over heels for her and everything. She was head over heels for him. He simply said this, honey, I'm not going to ask that you quit smoking. He said, I understand you've been smoking since you was 12 years old. I understand that would be hard to ask of you to quit smoking now, 15 years later. He said, but here's my thing. I won't kiss you smelling cigarettes on your breath. Okay? Matter of fact, I won't hug you if I'm smelling cigarettes on you, the smell of it, because I can't handle the smell of cigarettes. He said, before bedtime, I would prefer if you're smelling fresh and not of cigarettes at all as we're sleeping. Okay? Communication, guys. I want you to catch this. Because this is the importance of communication. He said, and you can smoke all day. He said, and I'm going to ask you too, don't smoke in the house. He said, we have a big porch on the front. We have a big deck in the back. And then we have a big yard. He said, smoke anywhere but in the house if you don't mind. Communication, guys. Communication. The wife said, that's fine. Guys, 2 weeks after they got married, guess what happened? 2 weeks. 2 weeks, he called me up. He said, D, guess what? I said, what's up, man? What's up? My wife quit smoking. I said, you're lying. My wife quit smoking. And I said, seriously? Like, how did she quit? Did she start going to a group, or she quit? Just quit. I said, all right, help me out. He said, I got home from work. In the house, I noticed there was not a hint of cigarette smell nowhere. He said, I looked in the cabinet where she normally keeps her cartons of cigarettes. There was none. I'm like, honey, where are your cigarettes? I know we just bought a couple of cartons of cigarettes. Where are your cigarettes? He said she started to smile. And he said, as I kept asking her, she was just smiling, getting bigger. And she said, honey, I quit. He said, why you quit? She said, because I love you. And I want to show you, I don't want to do anything that's going to hinder you or come between us. So I quit. 2 weeks, guys, 2 weeks. That's communication, okay? He laid down his expectations for it. The communication was there. Set the tone, set the expectations. Okay, tonight we're talking about what to expect before we say I do. What to expect before we say I do. He set the expectations, guys. She did her part, and I love you, and I want to be with you, as I say, forever. So I quit. Okay, so guys, let me give you those 4 things to look for again before we say I do. Committed relationships, dating, anything before I do. 4 things that you should always look out for. 4 things you should always look out for. Always look for consistency and patterns. Okay. Time. When I say consistency and patterns, okay, I value my time, so therefore she has to value my time as well as her time. Okay, and that's just a small example. Consistency and patterns can go a long way with anything. Okay, I just wanted to give you a brief example. Consistency and patterns. Next, guys, emotional regulation. How do the other person handle themselves emotionally? Okay, honey, I got to talk. We got to talk. Okay, we really need to talk because I have to share something with you. Excuse me. What's going on? Whoa. All right, it's nothing like that. Honey. I just want to talk to you. Okay. What did I do? You didn't do nothing wrong. Nobody did nothing wrong. We just need to talk. Okay. Guys, I think the second episode of relationships, the second one, I said when it comes to communication, we have to make sure that we're not leading our communications with emotions. Okay, it's hard to communicate when our emotions are involved. Okay, simply we have to make sure that we're going in with a clear head, and those emotions are in our back pocket. Okay, those emotions are in our back pocket. Okay, third one I gave guys was compatibility, attraction, compatibility, attraction. Okay, there has to be some form of attraction there. We have to be compatible on some level, on some degree. Okay, we have to. I'm not saying we have to like everything. We don't both have to sit around and crochet a knit hat, a knit cap, okay, a pair of socks. We don't have to do that. We just have to have some kind of compatibility, some kind of attraction, be it goals, be it finances, whatever it is. It has to be some kind of attraction and compatibility. Okay, guys, the fourth one is communication. Communication, guys, I have it last here because communication, I always say communication is the foundation for any relationship. Any relationship. Okay, you can't love what you can't trust. You can't trust what you don't respect. Okay? And guys, it's impossible to love, trust, or respect somebody you don't communicate with. It is impossible. It is impossible. It's like me going out to say I'm going to win the lottery and I ain't even buy a ticket. It is impossible to happen. It's impossible for me to win the lottery if I never buy a ticket. Okay? It is impossible to be in a committed relationship with somebody you don't trust, you don't respect, and you don't communicate with. Okay. All right, guys. What to expect? What to expect? What to expect? What to expect? Okay. Now, guys. Okay, I was blessed. I was in 2 marriages that lasted for an extended amount of time. I know you don't believe it because I only look like I'm 25 years old. Okay, but that's okay. You don't have to believe it. Okay, you don't have to believe it. Okay, but here's the deal. Here's the deal, guys. Okay. Dating is a whole nother ball game now. 2026. Oh my gosh, is terrible. I talk to young people that tell me. So what were you expecting when you went out with them, knowing that they didn't talk the way you like to talk? Expectations. Oh, I didn't expect nothing. You didn't expect nothing. Okay, so guys, so expectations. Okay, first, guys, I simply said share, and then I said feel free to take notes. Okay, first expectations, guys, is you have to expect what you want. You have to expect what you want. Okay, guys, here's a big one. Here's a big one. Okay, I can't tell you how many couples I've coached that when I ask them individually, what do you want from your relationships? I've had guys to tell me somebody that's got a body like Serena Williams, but yet they just propose to somebody that looks like Loretta Devine. Now, guys, I'm a huge Loretta Devine fan. Okay, fan for real. As a matter of fact, I watched a movie with her in it last night called Love. I'll look it up. I'll look it up while I'm doing this. Okay. But here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. Okay. We have to know what we want, because if we don't know what we want, we're going to continue to look for it. We're going to continue to look for it. Okay. And guys, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. We should know what we want, guys, and that's what we expect. That's what we expect. Okay. I'm going to be transparent and use myself. I'm going to be transparent and use myself. Okay. So I for the longest, I really loved long hair. I really loved long hair. Okay, I really loved long hair, and so it was just something I preferred. It was just a preference. It was just a preference. Okay, so here's the transparency part to it. Here's the transparency part to it. Okay, if I know that I love long hair, am I going to get with someone that has no hair? To me, guys, okay, it just doesn't equate. Okay, because what I know is oftentimes what happens is if I do that, then I'm going to have that eye that wonders occasionally at the person that walks by with long hair. Okay. Now there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, guys. Okay, because like I say, they say love is blind. True enough. Okay, but at the same time, love can grow. So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying know what you want and expect what you want. Okay, guys, the movie with Loretta Devine last night was Tempted by Love. Tempted by Love, a Terry McMillan movie. Movie was excellent. Loretta Devine just had a brief role in it, but it was a great movie. A great movie. Check it out. Tempted by Love. Check it out. Okay. So guys, first expectation. Expect what you want. Expect what you want. Okay. So what does that mean? If you know you're looking for somebody that looks like Chris Brown, I'm not the one, guys. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Maybe Gerald Levert or CeeLo Green, maybe, but not Chris Brown. Okay, I'm not the one. Okay, so we have to expect what we want. We have to expect what we want. Okay, expectation number 2, guys. Expectation number 2. Okay, intentions. Okay, be leery of intentions. Okay, now what do I mean by be leery of intentions? Okay, I told you all that every relationship I've ever been in, and it's not a lot. Okay, I've told you that I'm very intentional in communicating. Okay, I believe in teaching the other person how to love me. I believe in them teaching me how to love them. Okay, so be very intentional, because here it is, guys. We are the total of our experiences. We are the total of our experiences. If I am single now, what does that tell me? That tells me that I've been in a relationship to where something happened that caused me to be single. That's what it tells me. Something happened that caused me to be single. Be it I messed up or I just exited out of the relationship, okay, or the other person. Something happened that caused me to be single now, okay? Now, what I know is if you don't teach me how to love you, then I'm going to love you the same way I loved everybody prior to you. Because that's all I know. That's all I know. What if you don't like it? Well, guess what? You didn't take the time to teach me how to love you. Okay, so I'm very big on that. We have to be very intentional. We have to be very intentional. Okay, so when I say be very intentional with what we want and what we're looking for, what we're expecting. Okay, here it is. If I come from a family, I come from a large family. Okay, 2 parents, two household parent. I'm sorry, 2-parent household, 2-parent household. Guys, forgive me, please. I'm doing this tonight, and I've been up, like I said, I'm finishing up 2 books that I have to get out to you all, my best friends. I have to get out to you all here. 2 books I'm finishing up. So matter of fact, I have a big cup of tea that I was sipping on, energy tea, a big cup of energy tea, orange and something. Okay, but here it is, guys. Very intentional. Okay, for me, I told you all that I believe in intentional dating. Now, so what does that mean? That means that I'm going to ask the other person, ask the young woman, what do you want out of this? Is this just a Netflix and chill? Is this just a Scooby-Doo and have a snack? What is this? What are you expecting? What are you wanting from this? Okay. Now, guys, if she telling me, I just want a big teddy bear to just cuddle with me and rub my feet, and then we'll see what happens. Hey, I ain't got time for that. Okay, because I'm not here to rub your feet. Now, if you tell me that, Darrell, can we talk about it and just see what happens? Guess what? I'm intentional. I'm gonna get your time. Okay, because guys, I know. Besides DMX, and his wife, I literally know of couples that don't believe in the paperwork of marriage. I was talking with a friend last week, Valentine's Day. Okay, Darrell, we've been together 8 years. 8 years. Yeah, and he said that a marriage is just extra paperwork and we don't need it. What do you want? I want to be married. I want to. You've been in it 8 years too long without marriage. Okay, you need to communicate. You need to communicate what you want. Okay, because guess what? If after 8 years he's still saying that he don't think you're the one, guys. So what is a marriage? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What is a marriage? What is a marriage? A marriage, guys, is the ultimate seal on a committed relationship. When I say I do, you say I do. You're saying that hey, we're forever. We're forever until one of us takes our last breath. We're forever. Okay, through thick and thin, sickness and health and all that other stuff. Okay, that's what a marriage is. So very intentional, guys. Number three. Okay, this is kind of new to me. I started coaching. I started relationship coaching years ago, and I my mentor invited me to a conference up in Chicago. I went to the conference, and the therapist that was doing the conference on coaching, she said, "Guys, we're going to talk about gaslighting and ghosting. Gaslighting and ghosting." She said it's the new trend when it comes to relationships. And I'm like, what the heck? Casper? Casper the Friendly Ghost? Gaslighting? Regular unleaded? Premium? What kind of gas? Okay? Put a light behind gas, you got an explosion. Boom! Somebody just blew up. What the heck is gaslighting and ghosting? Okay? Gaslighting, guys, is manipulating to where you're convincing that other person that they're the ones that might be lacking. They're the ones that might be lacking. So let's go back to my first scenario when I talked about consistency and patterns. Okay, honey, why are you always late? Well, baby, it's not I'm always late. It's you just always early. And you just always expect things to be on your time and da 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 da. All right, yeah, you're right. You're right, because that's the way I was raised. So I'm sorry. I gotta stop doing that. Gaslighting, guys. Gaslighting. Time management is important. And if the person tries to tell me, it's not me, it's you, because not everybody believes in that on-time stuff like you do. Gaslighting. Instead of taking some kind of self-accountability. So I just heard somebody say, Darrell, so what is ghosting? What is ghosting? Let me tell you what ghosting is. Ghosting is, we've been out 2 dates, and I tell you everything is going good, and boom, I disappear. But let's take ghosting in the marriage. Honey, we need to talk about finances. We need to talk about finances because you know that we've been trying to stack our coins together and move into this new house here by summertime. And I looked at our savings, and there is a lot of money that's not accounted for. However, when I look in the closet, I see all these bags with people's names on it. I see all these shoes with people's names on them. I see all these outfits still in plastic with price tags. And the one I looked at yesterday had a price tag of like $897. Honey, we gotta talk. All right, baby, I tell you what. I had a long day at work today. Can we talk about it tomorrow? Yeah, we can talk about it tomorrow, honey. All right, let's get some sleep. Let's get some rest. Tomorrow comes. Hey, honey. Oh, look, baby, look. Let's run to Walmart real quick. Okay, guys. Before I know it, the conversation is invisible. The conversation has died. They ghosted the whole conversation. Just boom, it disappeared. Phew. Now, guys, two shows ago, I talked about the problems with being a peacemaker. The problem with being a peacemaker is I'm the peacemaker in the relationship, and I'm so worried about how you would respond if I were to be honest. So I do whatever I can to tiptoe around hurting your feelings. So I'm the peacemaker. Two things have been a peacemaker. It's going to affect me to where eventually I'm going to have some kind of resentment toward you. And then it's also going to affect you because it's going to make you think that it's common everyday situations that happens. Common everyday situations that happens. Okay. And so that is not the way it's supposed to be. Peacemakers, guys, either way it go, there's some questionable things to being a peacemaker. We'll talk about it in another show because I already addressed it a couple shows ago. Okay. So the peacemaker, one of the biggest things with peacemaker, guys, is it sets the other person up to almost hit that platform of what we call narcissism. Okay, because they start to eventually take advantage of our peacemaking. They start to take advantage of our peacemaking. And so what happens when that happens is they start to not validate what we're feeling. Oh, get over it. That. Okay. So guys, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay. Ghosting and gaslighting. Guys, that's it for stuff to expect. That's it for stuff to expect. Okay. I like to say realities. Look at realities. We have to look at realities. Okay, the best way to know a person is through history, through consistency and patterns. Through consistency and patterns. Okay, guys. The last thing I want to hit is 8:21. You know, if you watch the show at all, I try and go 45 minutes to an hour. I haven't hit 45 minutes yet. Always about an hour, maybe a little bit over. Okay, I value your time. I value your time. My best friend, y'all took a break out of your schedule to be with me tonight. I value your time. I'm not trying to hold you like you're in a Ooh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say like in a Sunday morning church service. I'm not going to do that. I'm so sorry. I don't want to step on nobody's toes. But I value your time. Not, an hour, So here we go. Guys, the last thing with what to expect, and then what we're looking for is we have to make sure we have non-negotiables. Okay, now what do I mean by non-negotiables? Some people say red flags, green flags. I just say non-negotiables. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 of those real quick. Okay, first one, guys, is lifestyle and habits. Okay, lifestyles and habits. Okay, lifestyle and habits. Here it is. I gave you all the example of a couple I coached years ago. When it came to, she was a smoker and he wasn't. Okay, matter of fact, he didn't even like the smell of cigarette smoke. Okay, habits, lifestyle and habits. A smoker with a non-smoker. Okay, lifestyle and habits. Is it something you can get over, or is it something that eventually is just going to push the envelope? Or let's take it like this: it's going to add air to the balloon. What happens to that balloon, guys, when so much air is in it? Eventually that balloon pops and explodes. Okay, the lifestyle and habits, guys, is it something that you can deal with in that balloon? Maybe get help, but is it something you're willing to put up with? Your non-negotiables, guys. You have to make sure you have your non-negotiables identified. Okay, values and beliefs. Okay, values and beliefs. When I say values and beliefs, I say morals. Okay, what do I mean by this? Guys, this is the hard one. To believe. I've coached couples that don't have a problem with cheating. Pre me working with them. Okay? And this is what they often say. Everybody's doing it. So why not? As long as I'm honest with my significant others about it, and I'm making sure that person is clean, I'm not going to bring nothing else home, and they say they're okay with it, it's okay to cheat. Okay? Guys, values and beliefs. Okay? Very important to the point of being vital. Okay? If our values and beliefs clash, and it's something I can't get over, then it's a non-negotiable. I can't do it. Okay. Now, I asked a question earlier about religion. Okay. I'm Muslim. She's Christian. Values and beliefs. Okay. What do I believe about Muslims? What does she believe about Christians? Is it too much, too broad to where it's going to be explosive, and we can't get along? Guess what? We need to set that on the table before I do. We need to set that on the table before I do, because it just might be a non-negotiable. If I can't deal with it, you can't deal with it, then how in the heck are we going to sleep at night in the same bed? Okay. Number three, guys, communication styles. Number three, communication styles. Okay. Communication styles, I already told y'all what the expectation, what to expect. Communication, guys, is vital. Communication is vital. Okay. Because here's the thing. Not every communication style will work with everybody. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? I had to check my communication style in both of my marriages. In both. Okay. Because in my first marriage, my wife said, Darrell, sometimes when you talk very very one-sided. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going to try and correct it. Here's what I want you to do. Every time I start doing that, I need you to stop me. Just if not, because she didn't believe in interrupting. If not interrupting, just raise your hand. I see your hand go up. I know, hey, something's wrong with my baby. What's up? Let me know so I can correct it. Okay. Second marriage. Darrell, you talk at a level of boom. So, all right, so what do you need from me? I need you to talk the way you write. Now, guys, the way I write. Okay, Relationship Realities, my first book. I wrote it on a middle school to junior high school level. Why? Because I want the 12-year-old to be able to pick it up and understand it. The same way I want that doctor to be able to pick it up and understand it. Vice versa. The two books that's coming out before summer, the same way I wrote them on a junior high to high school level because I want everybody to be able to understand it. My wife said, I need you to talk the way you, I need you to talk the way you write. Not a problem. If at any point I'm talking and it's not there, raise your hand, correct it. I promise you I'll correct it. I'm sorry. Okay, communication styles, guys, communication styles. Two more to go, and then we'll be out. Goals and growth. Okay, guys, I talked with a nurse on yesterday. Okay, and she said, Darrell, she said, when I was just an RN, my husband was hustling, doing his job, his work and everything. And she said everything was good. Excuse me, everything was good. However, now that I've become a nurse practitioner, he quit his job of 11 years. And he now wants to be an entrepreneur. Joel, it's going on 2 years of him wanting to be an entrepreneur. He hadn't worked in 2 years. And she said, I'm at a loss. And I said, well, here's the first problem. Was this brought up at all any time prior to 2 years ago? No. All right, that's the first problem. Okay. Non-negotiables, guys. You have to communicate. So this is what you need to do now. You need to give him a timeline. Because if something haven't produced itself by the end of that timeline, then what needs to happen is you're going to stop sacrificing the income for the family to be a foundation for his 6 wasted times of being an entrepreneur. He's got to come up with his own funding. Okay? And then if it goes too much longer than that, he's got to figure some other things out, because we started the family on 2 incomes. And all of a sudden now, because I've gotten a promotion, we can't have, you see what I'm saying? So guys, goals and growth. Now here's the goals and growth part too. There's 2 parts to it. That's it for the family. Individual goals as well. Family goals and individual goals. Okay, take the same scenario. Honey, what are you doing? All right, so that's what you want to do. We're in this together. I'm going to help you get there. We're going to help each other get there. Boom. After we get there, this is where we're going. Now, if we don't get there, then what are we going to do? Okay, goals and growth, guys. Goals and growth. And the last one, guys. The last one I want to address tonight, guys, is conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. What are we going to do, and how are we going to communicate in the times of conflict? How are we going to communicate in the times of conflict? Okay, how are we going to communicate in the time of conflict? Okay, so non-negotiables. Okay, I don't care how you're feeling and what you're feeling. That does not give you the right to be disrespectful. That does not give you the right to become physical. That does not give you the right to talk down. That does not give you the right to disrespect my family. That does not give you the right to disrespect my job. Okay? Anything I do. How are you going to handle conflict? Oftentimes, guys, what happens is in the moment, in the time of heat, in the time of conflict, what happens is we dip into that big emotional brain. And when we get in that emotional brain, guys, we lead the conversations from that point. Okay, and that, guys, that's the first problem. I said several Fridays ago. You never lead the conversation in the emotional brain. Okay, outside of saying I love you, okay, but you never lead the conversation in that emotional brain, because what happens is if I'm angry and I start a conversation with that anger, guys, what's going to happen is that anger is going to override whatever the conversation was about, and I'm going to blame you instead of communicating with you. I'm going to accuse you instead of communicating with you. I'm going to attack you instead of communicating with you. Okay, so we never want to lead with an emotion. Okay, guys, so tonight, guys, real quick, tonight I gave you what are you looking for? What do you want? What do you want? Okay, so takeaway from tonight, guys. Life, love, and loud truth with DJ. Takeaway. Before we go into any kind of committed relationship, before we get to the will you marry me part, before we get to that, definitely the I do, we have to know what we're looking for. We have to know what we're looking for. And we have to have some kind of expectations, guys. And with that, the third one, guys, we also have to have some non-negotiables. We have to have some kind of boundary set. Okay? We have to understand, I'm not saying be selfish. What I'm saying is we have to understand, we have to look out for self. Okay, now, somebody say, well, isn't that the same as me? No, it's not. Okay? I can look out for me without being selfish. Okay? And then the last one, guys, we have to think about safety. Okay? Guys, I want to thank you again for another night of life, love, and loud truth with DJ. Thank you for joining me. I am on whatever platform you're watching me on every Monday and Friday. On Mondays, I do family life and parenting. On Fridays, I do relationships. Occasionally, guys, I will get under a loud truth where I'm just talking about something. I'm just discussing something. Okay, guys, please do me a favor. Do me one more favor. Okay, please check out my website, darrelljames.org, DARRELJAMES.org. Guys, please, if you have an event coming up this year, I love to travel. I love to drive. I love to travel. I love to get out of Ohio. Okay. Guys, if you need a speaker, if you want somebody to come and just have fun with you, give me a call. Hit the website up. I have a contact form on the website. Hit the website up. Let me know. I would definitely book it. Come to you guys. We'll have fun. Get to meet my best friend face to face. Guys, with that said, please be safe. Have fun. Remember, laugh, love, and live. All right, you all have a good night. Thank you for joining. Thank you.